friends, how you doing today? I am doing well, and guess what? I guess Amazon done got the message that I've been complaining. Yeah, I guess I've been complaining a little bit about Amazon lately because they don't ship my stuff when the stuff's supposed to be shipped. But this one, it came on time. This is an on time shipment. This is something I've been waiting for. I pre-ordered this thing months ago. Now, granted, there is two items in here that could have been shipped last week. Okay, they could have shipped them last week to me, but one of the items came out this week, and I guess they were figuring like, okay, we'll wait for the one item that's coming out this week before we ship all three of the items. So there's three items in this package that I am going to be unpackaging. Thank you very much, regular mailman. I watched him in the security cameras. He came over to the little bin. He placed the stuff down in the bin and he walked away. But I didn't get no packages. I didn't get no packages today from my regular mailman, which is all well and good because I knew Amazon was delivering today. Now, there should be three items in this package, and this was shipped from Amazon. This is an Amazon purchase, totally purchased by Amazon by myself. Okay, nobody paid for this for me. They didn't ship it because they love me or they like me or they care about me. No, they can't stand me because I don't buy the Prime. I ain't got the Prime, but they did send it in this little thing there, and it's in the recyclable. This mailer just like a box. This recycle. Oh, recycle this mailer just like a box. Meaning, let's throw this in the recycle bin as if it was being treated as a box. Yeah, okay. All right. Well, whatever, Amazon. Let's see what's in it. See what's in it, because if I don't unbox it and I don't open it, I can't listen to it or look at it or play with it or watch it or whatever it is, because it don't happen, because I got to share it with you. Now, should I reach it randomly? I'll reach it randomly. I'm going to go with there is a CD in here. Now, and there's a story about the CD, so I'm going to grab the CD. And the CD is Ozzy Osbourne's brand new Patient Number 9. Yes, the Ozzy Osbourne Patient Number 9. My longly anticipated, waiting for album. Because, to be perfectly honest with you, I have been an Ozzy fan since... Man, you know what I wish? I wish that my parents would have not only taken pictures of me as a child, but kept the pictures of me as a child. You know what I mean? Like I have no photographs of me as a child. I don't know if this is you. And if it is you, I mean some of my newer viewers, okay, you got your phones and you got your computers and your tablets and this, that, and you have all your pictures of all your family, your children, your grandchildren, yourselves or whatever, having good times with your friends in high school or whatever, all on your phones, tablets, discs, hard drives, and all that stuff like that. But back in the day, when I was a little person, we had Polaroid cameras, they take the picture and instantly comes out. We went from the Polaroid, then we went to like the Kodaks with the little cartridges that went in, and then you have to take them to like a photomat. Remember a photomat? It used to be photomats. Yeah, no photomat. Or you had to either go to a photomat or you had to go to a CVS, or I think I was before Brooks or whatever, or Douglas Drug, and you would have to go get your pictures developed. Well, there was pictures galore of me as a little 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old tyke, wearing Ozzy Osbourne Blizzard of Oz hats and Bark at the Moon shirts, and Ozzy, man, hands down, one of my favorite musicians, has been Black Sabbath. Just when Ozzy went solo, I have been listening to Ozzy forever. Okay, and then when he came out with his TV show, the Osbournes, I'd watch that thing religiously. I got them all on DVD. Loved them. I'm recently watching Ozzy and Jack. I think it's called Disorderly Trip or something like that. It's something like that, where they're going on a trip across country. It's now on Hulu or whatever. Like I said, I don't like the stream, and it really aggravates me because it keeps freezing up on me. But they don't have it any other way. I want to buy it. I'd happily purchase it in a physical copy so I could watch them and binge watch them and watch whatever seasons. I don't know how many seasons they did, but it came out in 2016, and I've been loving them. Not only are they educational, because Ozzy and Jack were both history buffs, so it's not only an educational show, but it's cool to see Ozzy and his son go cross country, and the bond between each other, and the way that they joke with each other and laugh with each other. It's a great show. But I was waiting for this. So now the story behind this is this came out last week or the week before, something like that, and I've been waiting for it. I pre-ordered it from Amazon because it was $11 and change. It was the cheapest out there. And then I found out that Newberry Comics had this special edition comic book made by Todd McFarlane, and they wanted $21 and change. We went to Newberry, and I'm like, I'm not gonna pay $21 and change because I already got this thing coming in the mail. Doesn't make any sense for me to double dip and buy it just for a comic book. Okay, whatever. And then I start doing a little, so I had plenty of time to keep doing some more research. Then I found out that there's a certain amount of copies that actually have autographed cards inside the CDs of Ozzy's autograph. Now, I believe I already have an Ozzy autograph in one of the other CDs from back in the day. I do know that what was really cool is me and my wife did go see Ozzy at Ozfest. I want to say this was probably about maybe 6 years, 7 years, 10 years ago, whatever. It was a long time ago. Now, it was longer than 6 years ago. It was probably about 10, 15 plus years ago, because he was actually giving away free tickets in his CDs. So if you bought a CD, you would get a free ticket to Ozfest. And me and my wife went to go see Ozzy and Zakk Wylde's band, Black Label Society, and like a whole bunch of other groups that we didn't even know who they were at the time. I mean, this was a long time ago. And I actually ended up buying 2 copies of the CD because it was cheaper for me to buy 2 copies of the CD for like $13 a piece than it would be to buy a ticket to go see Ozfest. So me and my wife went to go see Ozfest. But the funny thing is, we don't want to be there all day. Listen. I like heavy metal music. I like hard rock music. But there was some groups where I was just like, Ozfest starts in the afternoon and gets done at like 12 o'clock at night or whatever, and I didn't want to sit there all day and listen to all of these random groups and be in the middle of a mosh pit all day. It was one of those type setups. So I was like, you know what? We just want to see Ozzy. So we arranged for a ride to drop us off just for the last 2 hours or the 3 hours. I think it was like 3 hours of the concert, so we could see Black Label Society and Ozzy. Unfortunately, by me doing that, I missed Slipknot. I missed Slipknot because Slipknot wasn't even really Slipknot yet. They weren't even like a thing yet. They were just starting out, and they just signed on to the Ozfest thing, and I wasn't a fan. I wasn't really aware of them yet, so I kind of messed that up just a little bit. But we did get to see Black Label Society. We did get to see Ozzy perform live, and I was waiting for this. But I am kicking myself a little bit because I think for the extra $20 more, I probably should have got the one with the autograph on it. And if you haven't heard Patient Number 9, of course I can't play it here because the YouTube's gonna give me the old copyright thing there. But look it up on YouTube. Just for the, I believe it's was a cartoon made by McFarlane. Just for the video alone is awesome. But Ozzy's voice still sounds amazing. It always used to crack me up because you watch Ozzy on the Osbournes, you listen to him do an interview, whatever, you can barely understand what he's saying. He's always got subtitles underneath him. But to hear the guy sing, the guy sings like a bird. Okay, he's got this beautiful voice. I think he's got this beautiful singing voice, and I absolutely love it. There's a couple of songs that I just. One of them, my daughter, and I'm not gonna be able to think of it, but there's a song called "Believer." Wow, "Believe" is one of them that I really think it's his voice is unbelievable in it. "Goodbye to Romance," that's some of his older stuff. But there's one that my daughter, I can't think of what it was. Dreamer. I think it's a Dreamer. You know, I'm a dream. I think it's called Dreamer. And my daughter kind of got me hooked on that one, and I don't even know where she heard it. She probably heard it on some kind of TikTok video or something like that. But this is it says Patient Number 9 and Degradation Rules with special guest stars Jeff Beck, Eric Clapton, Taylor Hawkins, Tony Iommi, Mike McCready, Duff McKagan, Chad Smith, Robert Trujillo. I can't pronounce his last names. I'm sorry. Trujillo. I believe if the guy I'm trying to say is correct, it's the bassist for Metallica, and I think it's Trujillo. I'm not gonna be able to do it. And Zakk Wylde. I thought Zakk Wylde was still part of his band, but maybe Zakk done gone just straight. Whoa. Hey, we don't want to crack the plastic case there. I gotta peel that thing off, put that in the special cover. All right. Next is a copy of one of my all-time favorite comedies, and probably one of my all-time favorite movies. I seen it in the movie theater, and I absolutely loved it. I wasn't sure exactly how this was going to be coming out. I wasn't sure because I've seen multiple cover art for this thing. I saw the temporary cover art, you know, we're not sure yet cover art. I mean, there was all different kinds of cover art, but then I was waiting to see what they were going to actually produce when this thing came out. And it is a copy of, on 4K, Real Genius. And if you have not seen Real Genius, do yourself a favor and get yourself a copy of Real Genius. You got to see it. You got to see it. This is probably one of Val Kilmer's one of his best. Okay, there's some Val Kilmer movies that are just priceless. I mean, he was at his peak, and I'm not talking about Top Gun. Okay, that Top Gun is a Tom Cruise movie. I cannot stand when my wife says Val Kilmer was in Top Gun. Listen, yes, he was in Top Gun. I appreciate him for being in Top Gun. I know he was in the new Top Gun. I didn't see the new Top Gun yet, but my wife saw it. But as far as Val Kilmer goes, I don't remember him for Top Gun. That's not my thing. It's not my thing. I remember him for Real Genius. I remember him for Top Secret. Okay, I remember him from The Doors. Okay, that's the Val Kilmer I remember. Okay, and he was this one was hands down my absolute favorite Val Kilmer film. He was just he was perfect in it. He was perfect. This is actually, I think, the first Val Kilmer film I think I ever saw him do. I saw I remember it was either my mother or my grandmother dropped me off at the movie theater. I was younger. What year did this thing come out? Let's see. They're gonna help me out here with a year of this movie. They never do. They never do. Wait. They might wait because we got approximately 106 minutes, and we have a date for this thing. Dolby.
You know, it would help a little bit with these videos if they would just like slap the date somewhere on this thing. Wait a minute.
No, I'm not gonna get it. Yeah. Nope. Color. Well, it's in color, so we know it wasn't that old. Anyway, I want to say 80s. I want to say late 80s. Had to be late 80s because I was going to the movie theater by myself, and I wasn't going to the movie theater in the 70s, and I wasn't going to the movie theater in the early 80s. It was late 80s, early 90s. I would have been going to the movie theater by myself, being dropped off and going to see these things. And this is just like it's awesome. This is just an awesome movie. It's about these genius kids. They're pushed through high school or whatever early, and they go to college early because they're just geniuses. And what they do is they're trying to get these kids to invent a laser beam for the government, but they don't let the kids know that they're inventing a laser beam for the government. Now, I'm not giving anything away because you learn this right at the beginning. Right at the beginning, you learn that the government's trying to get these kids in college to invent this laser beam, and supposedly the laser beam is supposed to evaporate a human target from outer space. Okay, and that's the key for it. So the limits. What they could do with this laser beam is unlimited, okay? But it's been built to kill. That's what it's been built to kill. But they don't know it. These kids don't know it. They're just going to college. The younger one on this, not the Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer is like, he's got the highest rating. He's supposed to be the smartest kid in the school, but now they got this new kid who's even smarter. But of course he's young, so he's struggling through things, okay? And the Val Kilmer character, he's brilliant, but he's off his rocker. Okay, he's like an Einstein. He's a little crazy. He's smart, but he's crazy. And now I wasn't sure. This cover is pretty cool. But the cover that they showed me, is it the cover that was underneath this? Let me see. I'm going to show you first if the cover is different. It is different. Okay, this is exactly what I saw. So if you look on the Amazon website, this is what they show you. But I was seeing this thing all over the place. But then I was seeing a different cover on different things. So I was like, what am I going to get? Am I going to get this cover? Now, once again, I am not a 4K guy, and I do own this on Blu-ray, but I am a huge fan. Like I said, this is a piece of my childhood. This is my Can't Buy Me Love. This is my Dream a Little Dream. This is my License to Drive. This is my Burbs. This was in the same category as all of them. This is one of those movies that I will just watch over and over and over and over again. And I am going to sneak out tonight, probably around 3 o'clock in the morning, and watch this on 4K in the living room to see what they could possibly have done to this to improve on the Blu-ray, because I thought the Blu-ray was good. I thought the Blu-ray was perfect. Now, it says over here we have special features. Once again, here we go. Special features on Blu-ray disc. What? I still don't understand why we can't get special features on the 4K. Why can't we get, all you ever get on the 4K with special features is the audio commentary. Now, I understand that some people, you 4K fans, you love the picture quality, you love the way it looks. Me, I think Blu-ray is good enough. Okay, I'm a good enough guy. I'm like, Blu-ray. Listen, VHS blew my mind, okay? I was happy to be able to take something home with me that I loved, okay? So VHS already blew my mind. Then when DVD came out, I was like, wow. Okay, that was like, I don't care. Let's sell one of the children. We got to go out and get a DVD player because I got to have one because the picture quality on a DVD is absolutely mind-blowing. Then Blu-ray came out and I was like, this is perfection. You can't get any better than this, than a holographic image of the actual actors acting out the stuff right in front of you. You can't get any better. Then 4K came out, and they tried to impress me. But what they didn't impress me with was, number one, the price. Okay? 4K players I thought were too expensive at the time. I also thought the 4K quality wasn't as great. Like it wasn't... The difference is there, but it's sometimes it's not. You collectors, you know what I'm talking about. Like if you watch, you get something on 4K, you get something on Blu-ray, and you compare it side by side, which I have. You get your grainy things in the 4K, just like you get your grainy things in the Blu-ray. Sometimes the 4Ks are a little bit darker. Sometimes the Blu-rays are a little bit lighter. Sometimes the color is different on the 4K, and some people love that. But I usually love the way it looked originally when I saw it originally back in the day. So sometimes even the DVD is fine enough for me, but the Blu-ray enhances that a little bit more. But then the 4K, they totally changed the color code. The colors are way different from what they were when they were on the Blu-ray or the DVD. So I'm like, I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I'm very nostalgic. I'm a nostalgic person. If you're a nostalgic collector, then sometimes you want to see the original thing. Like I don't know if you were to take like an All in the Family or the Jeffersons or a one day. Why am I throwing out One Day at a Time? I don't know, One Day at a Time or a Cosby Show or one of them things. I'm looking at Sanford and Son and what's happened. If you were to take all of those things that you saw as a kid, all of those TV shows, and you would have turned them into 4K quality and give them that extra, would it still have that nostalgic feel? Would it still feel like you saw it for the first time? I don't know. When I put on the Brady Bunch DVDs, they bring me back to that Brady Bunch time because the color and the picture and everything just seems it's just imperfect enough to be perfect. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you people? It's imperfect enough to be perfect because it's the way I remember it as a child growing up, okay? I think if they airbrushed or cleaned it up or they did something to it or whatever to make it look any better, I don't think I'd have that feeling. I don't think I'd have that same nostalgic feeling. I'd be like, this is too good, okay? This does not look like the 70s. This does not look like the early 80s. This does not look like the early 90s. This looks like something futuristic and something new. It's like... I mean, I don't mind when they do that sometimes with music, like if they remaster something or because I think some music is beautiful when they take like the Beatles stuff and they bring the bass up or they bring the drums up or they bring the vocals up or they from like the old cuts, and they got this new guy that does these new things where he takes like the old sounds and he brings the sound. With music, I find that to be a little bit different because not only when it comes to music, not only do I want the mono stuff because sometimes I want it the way that it normally was when it first came out, but I also want the stereo stuff. But then I also want the remastered stuff because sometimes the remastered stuff, they bring forward the voices and the basses. Like if you listen to some Beatles or Elvis remastered stuff, you hear stuff that you wouldn't normally hear. I know I'm getting off of the whole Real Genius thing there, but if you buy a Beatles White Album, and you buy the Beatles White Album remastered, you buy the Beatles mono stuff, okay? One of those three, I can't tell you which one it is because on the top of my head I can't. I have them all downloaded on my iPod, okay? And I've listened to all, I'll pick one song and I'll listen to it back to back to back. You can actually hear like Ringo talking, or you can hear Paul talking in the background of the music, or you can hear like a different ting or a bang or whatever, or you could hear there was one where Paul drops a glass and you can hear the glass drop in one of the. It's just a cool it's a cool thing now. So I don't mind if they want to remaster music, okay, but as long as I get my original masters, I want the original ones, but then I want to hear the new stuff, what you can do with it, and I want to hear because I love, especially love when they bring the vocals forward, because sometimes back in the day, the old music, the drums and the bass and the guitar, they muffle out the voice, or vice versa. Sometimes I want to hear that drum a little bit more. Sometimes I want to hear Ringo's drums over the other music, because sometimes they would muffle out Ringo's drums and you want to hear the drumming, you know what I mean? So remastering things, that's fine. But as far as Blu-rays, I look for this. I look Blu-rays, DVDs, 4K. I look for the nostalgia in it. And this movie was just, an absolute classic, and I had to try. I have to try it out on 4K. Plus, you know I'm a completist, and if I love something enough, this movie was very much a piece of my life for many, many, many years. Like I said, I wish they would give me the date because I have no idea. But I'll tell you, when I saw it in a movie theater, I waited to get it on VHS. I got it on VHS. I don't know. I wore that thing out. I watched it so many times. There was just I just kept playing it. Matter of fact, if I remember correctly, the beginning of it when it goes through the FBI warning and everything, and please do not make any copies, $250,000 fine, everything. That was like all crinkled up and everything. So I would have to try to fast forward past that so I could get to the movie itself. And then from watching the movie so many times on VHS, I wore it out to the fact that to the point where I had to pick up another one. Okay, and then the DVD came out, and I watched that thing over and over and over again. I still have it. I still have a copy of the DVD. And then I picked up the Blu-ray, and I've watched that thing. I don't know how I have watched this movie so many times I've lost track. And when I know some of you big movie fans, whatever. When you say, "Oh well, how many times do you think you've watched this movie?" I would say within and I'm not exaggerating, because I'm the type of guy that will watch the same movie twice in a week, or I will watch the movie once a month, or I'll watch it. Yeah, I'm not even joking. Like when it comes to like Silver Bullet, okay, Silver Bullet for instance has to be hands down my most watched movie of all times because I watch that literally once a week. Once a week I watch Silver Bullet. Lucas. Wow, there's just so many of them that Dream a Little Dream, a lot of the Corey Haim stuff. I have watched Lost Boys over and over and over again where I've lost track. But I would literally say without a doubt in my mind, without a doubt, I have watched this in my lifetime easily. I'd say over 300 times easily. Can't Buy Me Love's got to be well over 500-600 times. Lost Boys got to be close to the 500 times. And you in your head you're probably thinking, no way, no, you're crazy, no way. Okay, well think about maybe we're talking 20, maybe 30 years. 30 years if I've watched it once a week or maybe twice a week or once a month in 30 years, you do the math, okay? And there's been times where I've watched it when the Lost Boys first came out on physical media. I watched that thing every single day. The Doors movie with Val Kilmer, when that first came out, I had to argue with the guy at it was a not a Blockbuster video, it was not an FYE, it was a Nap video, KNAPP. You remember a Nap video? It came out on DVD. It was a DVD or VHS? VHS came out on VHS, and he would not sell it to me. He would not sell it to me. He's like, nope, we make because back in the day, if you don't remember, you couldn't buy VHSs just at your store. First, they came out at the rental places, and then they made their money off the rental things. And then what they do is they would sell them previously viewed for like $10 or whatever it was, months and months down the road. I had to have me a copy of the Doors movie because I went to go see it in the movie theater and I absolutely loved it. Okay, and I loved Val Kilmer's performance. Whether or not it was like Jim Morrison, and there's a lot of debate about that. They're saying that they glorified Jim Morrison as just a drunken idiot, and it was more to him than that. And I believe that. But as far as the film goes, and as far as how I believed Val Kilmer as Jim Morrison, I just loved the movie. I loved it, and I had to have it. So I went in there, and the guy's like, I said I want to buy a copy. Now I was young, okay. I didn't have a job. Well, I did have a job, but I wasn't making big money. And at the time, to buy a VHS tape was like $100 or $200 per VHS tape. So only the rental companies were getting these things. Only the rental places would pay $200 for a copy because they'd make their money back in rentals. And I remember begging this guy, hey, maybe what you could do is you could just like tell the manager that maybe you lost one, or you could. So I don't know how this happened. Okay, I can't explain it, but I had a friend, and I'm like, listen, I want a copy of The Doors. Now, this is my theory on what he did. Now they would not. Now that video would not sell it to me. They would not sell me a copy of it. They would not sell me a copy of The Doors. And I had a friend, and I was in high school at the time. And he came up to me. He goes, "Hey, you know what I got in my locker?" I'm like, "What? What do you got in your locker?" Now, usually when he say, "Hey, you know what I got in my locker?" It was usually like a half a pound of weed. Okay, that's what usually was in his locker. There was either weed or he worked at a convenience store, like a gas station, and he would steal cigarettes. He would steal cottons of cigarettes, and then he would have me put some of the cotton cigarettes in my locker, and I would sell the cigarettes for him, and we'd be making like all kinds of money on the side selling cigarettes to the kids in school. That's what we did. We sold them either by the pack or by cigarette, okay? Because that's how we made money. Okay, back in the day, that was the thing. So he would steal these the cases of cigarettes would come in, and he would steal these cases of cigarettes, and he would take full cottons of Marlboro boxes or Marlboro Lights or Newport Lights or whatever, and he would give me so many, and I put them in the top of my locker, and so many would be in the top of his locker. But he's like, hey, come over to my locker. So I didn't know what he had in there. I know that his senior year, I'd say I think it was like a month before he graduated, the cops came in, raided his locker. They raided his locker. They found, I think it was like almost 2 pounds of marijuana in his locker, and he did not graduate that year. I don't know what happened to him. He disappeared, and then years later, I ended up seeing him at like a casino. Me and my wife were going to a casino. This was years and years later, and he was the same guy. He was the same exact guy. But this what happened. So he goes, come over to my locker. He goes, I got something for you. And I'm like, okay, all right, whatever. I go over to the locker. He opens up the locker. In the top of his locker, he's got in the case with the cover art a copy of The Doors. Okay, and Oliver Stone's The Doors with Val Kilmer, and my mind was blown. I was like, "What do you want for it?" I said, "Where'd you get?" He would not answer where he got it from. Okay, so my theory on this was he probably rented it. Probably because he was in a lot of trouble. He was always in a lot of trouble, this kid. He was always in a lot of trouble. Yeah, listen, he was good to me. He was a good guy. Big heart. Little strange. He listened to heavy metal music. He had homemade tattoos of pentagrams and stuff like that. So there's a good chance that I think he might have been trying to worship Satan. I'm not really sure. But he was a really good friend, but he really had a good heart. So you look beyond all of that rest of that, stealing cases of cigarettes and what I think he did was I think he rented The Doors from using either his mother's card or his grandmother's card or whatever the situation, or he just went in and straight up stole it. He stole the video, and then he went back in and stole the cover. Because at the time, if you remember video stores back in the day, they would have the video behind the cover. So I think he went in there and I think he robbed the cover and the thing. Now, being older now, I realize that this is all wrong. You should not steal anything, okay? But being a stupid teenager in high school or whatever who wanted a copy of The Doors, it was like, what do you want? what do you want for this thing? He took $20 for it, okay? I paid him $20 for it, and I was happy as could be. But it still had the Nap label on it, so I know he got it from Nap. I know the guy didn't sell it to him because he wouldn't sell me a copy for whatever, and I was throwing out prices there. I'm like, I'll give you $40 for it. Nope, can't do it. You gotta wait for it to come previously reviewed. I'm like, I don't want it to wait for it to come previously reviewed because it's gonna be beat by the time I get it. The cover art's gonna be beat because it's gonna be on the shelf so long, and everybody's gonna have their hands on it. I want to get a nice fresh new copy. And I'll tell you, the copy that he sold me still had the cellophane on it, still had the plastic on it. So he got this thing fresh off the rack, off the counter. And the tape was like brand new. So I don't know what he did. I don't know. I ain't question it. Now. I didn't question it then. All I said was like $20. Okay, sold. And I do know it had the KNAPP, which they are out of business now, so they can't come look for me. And I no longer have the video anyway. I don't even know what happened to the video because when I upgraded to the DVD, it kind of disappeared in limbo. But anyway, wow, that went on way too long. I just want to share with you my obsession with movies. And yes, when I love a movie enough, I will watch the thing over and over and over again. My wife, sometimes she comes in the bedroom, she's like, "You watching Can't Buy Me Love again?" I'm like, "Yeah." You're watching Silver Bullet again? I'm like, "Yeah." And this is like once a week. Okay, this is once a week, and this is nowadays. So I mean, like I said, I've lost track. I probably should get one of those little things there where you hit the counter every time you watch it or whatever. Or maybe I should start keeping track of how many times I watch it. But within my lifetime, has to be hundreds of times, and this is one of the hundreds of times movies. So to get it on 4K, to get it with this cool new cover and with this cool little Albert Einstein and Val Kilmer standing side by side with him, or Chris. Should I say call him Chris from Real Genius, because that was his name in the movie. Man, I just love this movie. I love it. So yeah, finally came out on 4K, and I was waiting for it. Now, with that long story of loving movies, I have here a piece of whatever the heck this thing is that they give me all the time. I don't know what that is. I get that in every single bag. Let's see what they did with this one. Now, this one I was also eagerly waiting for. This was the whole reasoning behind the pre-orders, the shipments, and everything like that. And I don't think I'm done with this yet, because after I look at this, because I know it was released, okay, recently, and I am getting this kind of early. Wow, yeah, okay. I think I got this on either an early date, or the release date is actually this day. So the day I'm recording this, this is the day it was released. So let's see what they did, because this one also had multiple covers, and I wanted to know what they did because I'm kind of hoping. I do have this on Blu-ray twice. I have it on DVD, and I still own it on VHS, because this was and is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. And please let it be, it is, yes, a copy on 4K of The Lost Boys. Now, if I slide this out, is it the same cover art as the 4K box? I'm hoping for the original cover art, but I'm thinking it's going to be the same. All right, here we go. It's the same. It's the same. Yep. Now, is it reversible cover art? That's the question. Is it reversible? Well, I'm not going to know, because I'm not planning on opening this thing yet. Want to know why I'm not planning on opening this? Because, let's see here. Are we ready? Special features. Commentary by director Joel Schumacher. Also on the Blu-ray. Okay. So what you're getting on the 4K is commentary by director Joel Schumacher. Okay. But on the Blu-ray, you get additional scenes. The Lost Boys, a retrospective documentary, the return of Sam and the Frog Brothers, the two Coreys, Jameson and Newlander, multi-angle video commentary, vamping out the undead creation of Greg Canyon, Inside the Vampire's Cave, 4 featurettes, Hamster and Feldog, I'm sorry, the story of the two Coreys, Lost in the Shadows, music video by Lil Graham, World of Vampires interactive map, and theatrical trailer. Okay, digital movie code, let me see, 4K, Blu-ray, all right, so what I am getting from this is we are getting this stuff, special features on the, it says, okay, so this is a little tricky, because it says commentary and by director Joel Schumacher, also on the Blu-ray. So are we getting, so is the audio commentary on the 4K, and then what they're trying to say is that the new thing? Is that the new addition to this 4K? Is it the audio commentary by Joel Schumacher, but they also updated the old stuff that they dragged over from the Blu-ray, but they added the commentary onto the Blu-ray? So what I'm this is my guess, and comment below if I'm wrong. I'm sure you people bought this because it's Lost Boys, and I ain't the only Lost Boys fan. There's a lot of Lost Boys fans out there. Do we get bonus features on the 4K, or is it all the bonus features still on the Blu-ray, but we get the audio commentary on the 4K? That's my question, because I don't plan on opening this yet. I don't plan on opening it yet, and I'm going to tell you a reason why. Because there are 3 or 4 different more versions of this movie that came out. Okay, there's a special edition, whatever, with the original cover art. There's a steelbook, which I'm not a steelbook collector, but in this case I may be, depending on what the steelbook looks like. I'm gonna be doing a little hunting after I get done with this video, because I know that when it comes to this is what we had to offer. This is it. There's no other version of this thing. But when it came to the Lost Boys, there was supposed to be a steelbook today. There was supposed to be a special. I don't want to give the name of the company and say the company's name wrong. Is it Zemo or Zebo or Zevo? Something like that. They did a special edition that comes with like lobby cards and this, that, and the other thing. And then there's like 2 other editions of this thing, I believe, that were also released today. Now, am I satisfied? Now, first impressions, looking at this thing, am I satisfied with the cover art? I don't really care. Okay, I'm not overly blown out about it. I kind of think the dangling vampires from the bottom of the bridge, key scene in the movie, but could they have would I have been happier with the 4K having the original cover art? Yes, I would have been happier with the original cover art. Could they have done a like a Scream Factory version, where they totally like cartoonize the cover art of Lost Boys and make it into like this whole new cover, and that probably would have been a little more mind blowing. But this cover art, and this is the back of it. If you want to look at the back there, I'm not. It's different, but I'm not overly impressed. So I think I'm going to hunt, because I am a big Lost Boys fan. I am going to hunt for something with a little bit more of a nostalgic cover art, something a little bit more reminding me of what it is. Now, granted, I already own this twice on Blu-ray. I got the Blu-ray triple pack, which has Lost Boys and the Lost Boys the Tribe, and the third one there, whatever the third one was, and then I do have just the Lost Boys standalone with the original cover art on it. So I could be perfectly happy with that, but this slipcover thing is kind of making me feel, and I'm not really a slipcover guy, but they've been growing on me lately. The slipcovers have been growing on me lately, because I put these things in plastic bags. Okay, look at it in front of me here. I got these plastic bags. I buy a whole bunch of these plastic bag things, right? And I put them in these plastic bags. And what's cool about it is my hands never literally touch this anymore. They never touch the cardboard. What I do is I just put my finger on the bottom of the thing and I slide the disc up like this, and I go like this and I pull it out. So this is totally protected by the plastic, and I'm able to take my disc out and I just slide it right back in the top again, and it's got a resealable sticker on its back. And so the cover art, I have been doing really good at my cardboard sleeves. Now the steel books are another issue. Okay, now these plastic things don't protect the steel books from dings and bangs. If I put it in a shelf the wrong way, or I accidentally drop it. When people were working on my house not too long ago, I had Ferris Bueller. I'm looking at them right now because a couple of them fell. One of them didn't even go up there yet because I haven't even had a chance to get the ladder to put it up there on the shelf. But the one that fell was Pretty in Pink, and those were all steel books that I never opened, and they just kept falling and hitting the ground. I'm like, ding, ding, ding. I'm like, I just got no luck. I got no luck with steel books. Now, and am I impressed with the steel books? No, not really. I'm not impressed with them. They're easily scratched. Sometimes if you open and close them too much, I notice that the spine breaks. Maybe that's a thing with just me or a thing with you, but if you are a big fan of the movie and you watch the movie enough, after a while the spine starts to, because the spine for some reason is made out of plastic, and the fronts are made out of steel. So I think they need to re-figure out a new method of that thing, because the spines break after a while from open and closing, open and closing, open and closing. Eventually your spine is going to break on your steel book. On top of that, if you don't put them on the shelf correctly or put them away correctly or make sure that they're safe, they are going to get broken. They're going to get banged or dinged or hit or cracked. I have a tendency of, when I watch a movie, I take the main movie and I'll put it right in front of my TV and I'll lay it down very carefully right in front of the TV so it's far away enough so I don't put anything on it, so nothing falls on it, so nothing touches it or whatever. But with a steel book, you never know. You never know. You like something could happen. I could put my phone on top of it, there's a ding. That's just me. Okay. Anyway, so, hey, for Amazon, I gotta say, it's 3 pickups from Amazon, but for Amazon, I'm gonna give you my props, Amazon. I'm gonna prop you up here and say, you did a good job. It landed on my porch. I heard it hit. The Amazon, but it did not get thrown onto the porch this time. So the young lady, it was a young lady, because I watched her in the security cameras, that dropped this off on my porch, took a lovely photograph of it, that they sent it to me to say it's been delivered. It is a sunny day, a warmer day today, so I ran out there right away so the sun was not beating down on my Blu-rays and my 4Ks and my CDs, because I didn't want nothing melting or messing anything up, whatever. I ran right out there and grabbed it, and usually when I get something like this, the case is cracked from almost 80% of the time when I order a CD from Amazon, the case is cracked. I usually don't really have a problem with the Blu-rays or the 4Ks. They're usually fine, unless it's a Blu-ray or 4K steelbook. Then if I get a Blu-ray or 4K steelbook, that thing's usually either dented or cracked in the corners or something. There's a cave in. I got a Back to the Future steelbook box set that I bought from them, where the center, the middle movie, the Back to the Future 2, was actually dented in the top because they fired that thing onto my porch. Very disappointed in that one. But I ended up getting it again, so yeah, because I'm just that way. But hey, props today, Amazon. I got to give it to you. And I will see you later.